Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. And welcome in happy holidays to those who celebrate one of the best days of the year, the beginning of March Madness, the true beginning. Cannot wait. All right, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. Now, a couple things. First off, looking back at yesterday, boy, did we get the full Texas experience last night. My God. All right. They're leading the entire game. All right. Until about 4 minutes left. Blow that lead. And then don't even have the common courtesy to give a guy a cover on the underdog. Got to lose that one as well. Brutal. All right. So we lose that one, lose Mount St. Mary's. But a good volunteer boy, such as himself, Dalton Connect, comes through on over 1.5 threes. Knock that one out. So we will take it. All right. Now, speaking about your brackets, let me pull this full screen here. Make sure that you get signed up because brackets will lock. All right. At the beginning of the first game, I believe, 12:15 Eastern today. So make sure to scan both QR codes. Both brackets, leagues are free. The first one on the left paired with the catch and cash boys, and then the one on the right driving the line. So we have all of them all set up right here. You can win cash, merch. Big Zach and Matty Boy have filled out. They've got a trophy that's awesome for the winner on the right one. Yeah, make sure sign up, get in there. It's gonna be great. All right, now I don't know why I just pulled myself off there, but the Discord, make sure, especially this weekend moving forward, scan that QR code, get in. That is also free. You want to make sure because we have absolute just mashers in the Discord, smashing bets left and right. Esteban, look, man, you said it best, dude. Went to sleep, Texas up at least 10. Woke up to a lose. I know. It's just the full Texas experience last night, man. Absolutely brutal. Shout out to everybody there in the chat. Shout out to Mel's. All right. The Minister of Culture herself. Hope she's having fun. All right. So that is what we have for information here. Now, we are going to do things a little different today. Well, not too terribly different, but it's all about today in March Madness because we'll have shows every single day, as we always do, at least 2 of them. All right. So what we need to do, all right, is get our picks out there first. I'm going to get the stat of the day out there, and then I'm going to show you how I organize betting these games because the biggest and most difficult part on Thursday and Friday is that you have so many freaking games that are there that it can kind of overwhelm you. So I want to show you kind of how I've gone over the years of just organizing this thing because, man, it can be daunting for sure. Cody says, AB, my dog was good. Let's take some names, kick some ass today. And as always, go Big Orange. There we go. Tennessee in the house. Big Cody, what is good? All right, so let's get our picks up here first. All right, so this is what I have today. And again, don't worry. We're going to go through every single game. I just want to get the picks that I have up here as we get going. All right, so I'm going to Creighton to start the day off, plus 2.5 against Louisville. Louisville could win this game. Louisville's played great. They've played out of their minds this year, but I'm going to go with Creighton here. I'm going to take them as an underdog here, and I think that we can get, quite frankly, I believe that Creighton wins the game outright, but, I mean, we'll see. But I'm going to take them underdog there. I'm going to take Clemson money line and UCLA money line and put those two together. And Matty I says, we got some pretty simple boards. There we go. All right, that could be good or bad, my boy. All right, but no, I like it for sure. Logs says sponsored by Blue Powerade. Dude, Blue Powerade is the way to go, man. Absolutely love it. All right, so going to go Clemson money line, UCLA money line, minus 115. All right, we're going to go Drake and Missouri over 132.5, minus 115. We're going to go Michigan minus 2.5 later tonight. And then we're going to go Gonzaga and Kansas money lines. Put both of those two together, and we're going to get it at minus 105. John says, Matty Ice been in fuego lately. Yeah, he has. Hey, Matty Ice always doing good. Hey, but you're right, man. Been crushing it for sure. Now, those are our picks so far. And remember, we'll be live 3 p.m. Eastern today. We're going to have way more college basketball, and we got college baseball tonight, too. So don't worry. Maddie says that trophy's going to look killer in my office, daughter's princess room. There we go. Hey, and the trophy looks nice, man. Zach and Matty Boy have done a great job in regards to that. It looks cool, man. So those are our picks. Now, excuse me. Let me get, excuse me, God, sorry. Let me get our stat of the day up here, and then we're already going to get it going. Okay. Missouri basketball. They've hit the over in 12 of their last 14 games. All right. Been on an absolute tear. Same thing we talked about with Texas yesterday. Texas couldn't win the game. You couldn't even cover the game. They damn sure hit that over, man. I think we had, 80 points at halftime in that one. So, yeah, hopefully we can keep this train going on the stat of the day. It's been pretty nice to us. Let's go Missouri basketball. Yeah, hit the over 12 of their last 14 games. All right, look, hey, Matty boy. Well, who are we got a couple Matty boys? But Matty Ice, look, John says, appreciate you. At this point, I'm blindly tailing your picks. Seriously been a cash cow. So first off, Matty, well done. Second off, that's the whole point of this entire brand and everything that we do. We do it together because, dude, it takes all of us, man. It absolutely does. And you guys are crushing. So absolutely love to see that one. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and pull this up here because, look, man, betting Thursday and Friday in the NCAA tournament, okay, is tough. And the reason that it's tough, not only you've got some big spreads, you've got some tight spreads, right? But the largest part is, quite frankly, the volume, all right, of the games that you have. So the way that I go about it is looking at it that Thursday and Friday, you have 4 quadrants of 4 games, all right? You have your morning games, you have your early afternoon games, you have your later afternoon games, and then you have your night games. So breaking it down into basically a 4-pack of 4, right? It gives you a better way and an easier, cleaner way to look at these games because, again, man, it's daunting. I know how it is. Like looking at 16 games, looking at 32 spreads, 32 money lines. All right, 16 totals. It's tough, man. It's absolutely tough to do that. So if you could break it down, all right, by quadrant, I like using that word. You could chop things up and make it a little bit easier to just digest, if that makes sense. So let's go through the first 4 games that we have today. And on the right, you're going to see the spreads, the totals, and the money lines. Okay. Now, what you're going to see is the time of these games. This is Central. Understand, I know normally on this show we do everything pretty much Eastern. This is Central because I'm in the Central time zone of when I took these spreads out from BetMGM just a little bit ago. So understand that. Make the adjustment. These are Central times that I have listed on the screen. Okay, so let's just go through the first 4, right? And Matty Ice getting a ton of love in the chat and well-deserved. Miles Lilly, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Okay. So, yeah, Tizzle, picking the right upsets is always tough. You know they're coming, but from who? And that's what makes this thing so great, man. Absolutely, right? So, okay. Here are the first 4 games that we had today. Let's go through them. And seriously, look, put your thoughts. It's going to take all of us together to go through it. I'll give you my thoughts. Drop yours of what you like in these games, right? Okay. So, first one, Creighton, Louisville. All right, Louisville, 2.5-point favorite. We've got a total of 145.5. Tight spreads here, right? You saw I went Creighton plus 2.5 here. That total seems a little big. I didn't mess with the total in this game. You see the money lines here, plus 125 for Creighton, minus 155 for Louisville. If you are somebody who likes Louisville money line and you're looking to pair it with something, that's a good parlay piece right there. Okay. So if you do like Louisville to win this game, but you don't want to mess with the spread, you could pair that with something, else. You could pair it with a Purdue money line, right? Somewhere in that 7.5, 8.5 range, you can get some really good value. You can build off of it. So I'm going Creighton in this one. But again, if you're somebody who likes Louisville on the money line, solid parlay piece for a 2-leg parlay. I wouldn't suggest going heavy on parlays, right? In terms of legs, because again, craziness happens. But here are your pieces right there. All right. So the second game here, Purdue 4 seed against 13 High Point. Purdue an 8.5-point favorite. Got a total of 153.5. And we see money lines there. High Point plus 290, Purdue minus 375. All right. I mean, I think we all believe Purdue's going to win this game, right? So Let me put myself on screen so it doesn't look like, just a robot here. Actually, no, let me pull it back because we need to see it. It's tough to see those. But I think we all believe Purdue's going to win this game. All right, now it's about, are you playing the spread? Or are you putting them in a parlay? Yeah. Curtis, Vic Curtis, you going High Point. All right. Okay. Now, High Point in baseball, they can score a ton of runs, man. Ben says, I hear what you're saying at all, but I'm a parlay. I feel you on that, bro. I think Purdue is a great parlay piece today. Yeah, Ty, I put them in a parlay, right? So, yeah, I think that, Purdue is a good parlay piece if that is something that you're looking to go after. Big Wayne says, never trust Matt Painter, that coach. Oh, dude, that's funny, man. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to really break down in this one. Like, I think we believe Purdue's going to move forward. I don't know about the total. Somebody can help me out there. Yeah, I'm not sure. But Purdue parlay piece, I think that's a way to go, right? Okay. Next game at you see at 12:30 Central. Again, these times are Central. Montana, Wisconsin. All right. Wisconsin 16.5-point favorite. Total of 152.5. Money line's pretty much unplayable, right? Where do we go with this one? Is there anything that we can work with a Wisconsin minus 16.5? Like, I mean, I know that they made the Big Ten championship, but I don't know if I'm trusting that 16.5. Are you? I don't know. I don't know if I'm trusting the total either, because when you've got big spreads, man, it is a you could see a lot of time get burned. B Mill says Wisconsin going to beat them up. Going to beat up on them. Take the spread. Okay. I mean, you probably know better than I do in regards to the Big Ten here. So, okay, there we go. All right, let's go look at the last one that we hear in the first quadrant today. SIU Edwards against Houston. Houston, a 28.5-point favorite. A total of 126.5. All right. I mean, I don't think anybody's taking SIU. All right. So in this game, I mean, Houston, like, okay. Let's think about this. Houston, a 28.5-point favorite and a total of 126.5. Right. I mean, that's, I don't know. It's hard to play a spread that big. Like, I don't know if there's anything bettable in this game. I mean, if you think Houston's going to completely blow them out, you can knock that out, right, on the over. B Mill says my favorite play of this one is a Houston team total over parlayed. Yeah, I could see that one. That's probably the best way to go about it. Like, I think straight up, like, I don't think that there's anything really to do with that game. Look at Melody catching some sun. She's out spring break down there in the Gulf of America. There we go. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't think there's anything we could do with this Houston game. So, all right, we could get back to this one. But again, I don't think there's a whole lot. Now, let's move over to the second quadrant of the games. And again, these times are Central. So they start at 2:50 p.m. Eastern, 2:50 p.m. Eastern, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So, okay, I want to talk about this one for a second. Alabama State and Auburn. Now, 32.5 on a spread is, I mean, that's a massive amount, in a first round game. But Auburn has lost 3 of their last 4 against really good teams, obviously. But Bruce Pearl's been wearing them boys out all week. I can guarantee that. 149.5. I don't hate this over. I'm not playing it, but I don't hate the over. I think Auburn is not going to take the foot off the gas pedal. I think Auburn is going to be at the free throw line a ton. And I think Auburn is going to be hitting shots because I guarantee you Bruce Pearl's been wearing them out. Yeah. Mill says hammer Auburn money line minus 100,000, right? Yeah, I know. Um, yeah, I don't hate the over in this game, but I think that's the only thing. Spelldog says can't keep up, drowning it. See that, and that's why I want to break these down, right? Because there's so many games, there's so many teams, that it's easier to break these down into quadrants, right? Curtis says Auburn scoring like, bro. I I I'm with you. Like I think that they're gonna score a ton of points. So I do not hate the over in this game. All right, next one. All right, 12 seed McNeese against 5 seed Clemson. Clemson minus 7.5. We see a total of 133.5. Clemson minus 350. Not a bad parlay piece as well here. If you want to take Clemson. Now, to pair that with something, minus 350, you're going to want to look in the minus 175 to minus 200 range, to get decent odds. And again, I'll pull the picks back up here of what we have. So I've got Clemson on the money line paired with UCLA on the money line at minus 115. So that's how I'm rolling in this game. It's tough, man. And again, if anybody just dropped in, these are our picks for today. And also, we're breaking these games down for Thursday by quadrant because you essentially get 4 games in the morning, you get 4 games early afternoon, 4 games late afternoon, and 4 games at night. It's a lot of games and a lot of information to process. So we break out basically kind of how you're going to watch them, right? So we got the first 4, we went through those. The second 4, we're on those now. Okay, so McNeese, Clemson again. I don't hate Clemson on the spread, right? I don't hate it, but I went with the money line because I don't want to mess with 7.5. Now you're talking 4 to 5 possessions. Yeah, it can burn you. Be careful on these spreads. But yeah, I'm gonna go Clemson on money line in a parlay. Big Bobby Parlay. Good morning, my guy. Let's ride in D, buddy. Absolutely. Okay, now the next one. Japan already on it. I like BYU minus 2.5. You know what? I kind of do too. Virginia Commonwealth, the 11th seed, BYU, the 6th seed here. BYU, a 2.5-point favorite, a total of 147.5. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to take BYU on the money line, minus 140, it's up there. But again, it can do it. A lot of times in this, man, you want to take your wins where you can get it. Mac Williams asked, need an outright dog today. I do. I like Creighton. I took him with the spread, but I think Creighton get the job done, man. So, all right, BYU. Again, money line, you could play BYU. If you want to play BYU, spread, you could play, Virginia Commonwealth plus 2.5. They're not bad. But again, BYU is tough. Yeah, look, Maddie says it best. BYU is so hard for me to read. I could see him losing here. Yeah, 100%, man. They're tough. Big Robert Bibbo, 5 memberships. Well done. Thank you, sir. So, yeah. What do you guys' thoughts on BYU here, man? Anybody have any thoughts? Like Adam says, I like VCU. Not a bad look. I mean, VCU plus 2.5 could be a really good bet. I'm excited to hear the Yale take. Why do I think they have a chance? Dude, Yale's not bad. They're a fun team. They're not old school Yale here. Let's see. All right. So we've got BYU in that one. Okay. Now let's jump over to the last one in the second quadrant here. Georgia and Gonzaga. Gonzaga, 6.5-point favorite. We got a total of 150.5. You see the money line there. Gonzaga minus 300. I do think that Gonzaga pulls through in this game. I don't mind Gonzaga minus 6.5. But again, dude, you got to think possessions, right? Like that's what you want to think are possessions in this game. Big TJ. Remember for 13 months, I'll pay for membership from mute fee last night. I got to do it. There we go. TJ's the man. Yeah. So Gonzaga there, like we said, 6.5-point favorite against Georgia. I'll go back to the picks. I've got Gonzaga money line paired with Kansas on the money line at -105. So you can see what I went with there. Again, I don't hate Gonzaga 6.5, but man, that's a dangerous number. Dangerous number. Georgia plus 6.5 is not a bad play. Yeah, Zach said it right there. It's not a bad look at all, man. It's not. Mills, everyone on Gonzaga, but Georgia, the points is tipsy. It is. It is. I don't hate the over in this game. 150.5, not bad at all. Both of them are going to score. Big Tim says took BYU at -185 early in the week. Confidence still there. There you go. Yeah, and you know what? Like, don't feel bad that like you know the quote unquote like the negative value. I mean, dude, welcome to the tournament. You know how it is. I mean, you've been doing this, man. Like, it's gonna happen. It's all right. You know, the important thing, and I think Tim brings up a good point, is like trust yourself, trust your work, like trust your eyes, you know, and take the team that you think is going to win. If you lose 40 cents, you know, on the value, so be it. Whatever. Get your wins and get out of here. You're gonna have a lot of bets. It's about hitting bets, right? Like just hit them and move forward. Kind of how we approach weekends in college baseball. All right, so those that's the second quadrant of games that we have today, your early afternoon ones. So the next quadrant, all right, your later afternoon games. And Matty Ice says, viewership chart throughout the year for True TV is insane. They do. Honestly, they do. It's that and a bunch of first 48 episodes, which do numbers as well. All right. So, okay, starting at 5:50 p.m. Central, so 6:50 p.m. Eastern tonight. Wofford and Tennessee. Tennessee minus 18.5. Total of 133.5. I don't know if you're going to want to take Tennessee minus 18.5. Like, they could certainly do it, but I wouldn't trust it. I think, you know, I would look. All right, so if you're looking at playing the over or under in this game, 133.5, I'll tell you, Tennessee is probably going to score 74 points today. That's what they do. So, basically, it's how many points do you think Wofford's going to score? Does Wofford get to 60? If Wofford gets to 60, that over is very much in play. And I think that Wofford does. Like, I mean, I know that they're a 15 seed, but Wofford's not bad. So this is basically playing team totals if you're looking at playing the over or under in this game. Yeah, I don't hate this over. I really don't. Rick Barnes, his history in the NCAA tournament in the second weekend on is not great. The first weekend it is. Usually handles his business. And I mean, Tennessee, you know, held its own somewhat against Florida in the SEC championship, right? They put up 72, you know, against Florida. Yeah, like I don't hate the over. I think that might be the only way to play it. I mean, you can't money line it. Wofford plus 18.5 is not a bad look. It's not a bad look, man. That's just a ton of points, a ton of freaking points. All right, so going over to the next game here. This is a big one. All right. Arkansas, the 10 seed, taking on Kansas, the 7 seed. Kansas look better than they have all year long. Kansas, a 5.5 point favorite. Got a total of 145.5. And you've got options here all across the board. All across the board. Okay. So Arkansas plus 5.5. I could definitely see that being a good play. Kansas minus 5.5. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I mean, again, I'll go back to the picks. All right. I paired Kansas money line with Gonzaga money line, right? I don't know how much I trust. Yeah, John says it can't trust Kansas. I mean, I'm going with the parlay, right? Money line team to win the game. Adam says Arkansas plus points. I don't hate it at all, buddy. Like I think you're thinking correctly here. Wayne, where do you find the team to score most points in a day on DraftKings? So you're gonna have to click. I don't know exactly, but you're gonna have to click into DraftKings, and it'll be on the front page of all the college basketball. It's usually in like March Madness specials, I believe. So yeah, Spell Dog. Kansas fan here, only safe plays. I agree, and I'm not saying anything negative about Kansas, right? Arkansas is a weird team. I don't trust them either. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm keeping it safe. I think Kansas wins the game. That's what I'm going to bet. Kansas to win the game. So yeah. So here, let me pull it back up here. So yeah, I'm going to take Kansas now. I don't know what to do with that total 145 and a half. I don't trust anything with it either way. I could see very high scoring. I could see just absolute dead ball, missed shots of defense, right? Um, yeah, I took Kansas on the money line there, minus 220 in a parlay piece. That's a good, like, you've got good numbers here in regards to it, right? So if that's something you want to do, it's very attractive to find a dance partner with a minus 220. All right. So let's jump into the next one here. All right, Yale and Texas A&M. Yale 13 seed, Texas A&M the 4 seed. Texas A&M is a 7.5-point favorite, a total of 139.5. Money line for Texas A&M is minus 350. So again, I think Texas A&M, like I would not trust Texas A&M minus 7.5 with anything. All right, the change in the truck, I'm not doing it. Texas A&M money line, yeah, I think that's a solid parlay piece, right? I would be careful with Texas A&M, man. Like I would just be very, very careful with them, especially with a spread of 7.5. That's a dangerous number. And Yale can go. They can go. And you're gonna see games like this to where, remember, this is the last game for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like this is might be the last game that some people ever play. So in the second half of games, you're going to get just a flurry of aggressiveness in some of these teams. It's important to remember that because there's just nothing else to do. You know what I mean? Big Irish says, "Is it best to follow the general Discord once in the DTO? Try to find the most up to the minute info." Yeah, like yeah, Zach. I'll refer you over to Big Zach Phelps. He's got it all organized very cleanly. Yeah, Zach, help him out there. But yeah, you'll definitely find it. Yeah, NCAA basketball room in the Discord for sure. Yeah. Kirk says Yale took money line for a pizza bet. There you go. Yale's not a bad team, and I mean, I don't trust Texas A&M at all, but I mean, I do think that they win that damn game. But again, yeah, I'm gonna go Texas A&M on the money line. If I had to choose anything, for sure. All right, last one in this quadrant here. This is your late afternoon set of games, and again, we go through these for anybody that just jumped in. All right, it's tough to follow all these games and all this information, so it's easy to break these down in groups of 4 of how you're going to watch it. So here are your morning games. Here are your 4 early afternoon games. We're currently discussing the late afternoon set of 4 games here, and then we'll get into tonight's 4 games. So it's easier to break this down, man, and kind of organize it. All right. So finally, this is a big one here. All right, 6:35 p.m. Central. Drake in Missouri. Missouri, a 6.5-point favorite. Total of 132.5. Money line prices: Missouri minus 250, Drake plus 210. Would love everybody's thoughts on this one. I Drake plus 6.5 is not a bad bet. I think the best bet in this game, and again, I'll go back to the picks. I took the over of 132.5. That's where I went with it because, again, Missouri, they've hit the over in 12 of the last 14 games. And not that, is the deciding factor by any means, but Missouri's going to score some points. Drake's going to score some points too. Now, they're And this internet is absolutely killing me. My God. Oh, sorry about that. This internet is absolutely making me want to just have a stroke. Indeed. Okay, let's get back to it. Apologies for that. My God. All right. Yeah, second stroke, 2 days. All right. So back to sorry about that. My God. All right. Drake, Missouri. Again, sorry, I don't know where I got cut off, but yeah. Missouri, I think Drake plus 6.5 is a good look. Um, I wouldn't trust Missouri here, 6.5. I would take them on a money line if I got to do anything. But again, that's doing anything with playing winner or loser. I took the over in this game. I think that's the way that I'm going to go about it. All right, so let's get to our last four, and here are our night games, and we got some fascinating ones. Yeah, Mill says over. I agree. Drake says took Drake money line. Buddy, don't disagree. Don't disagree. Zach, just over hour and a half left. Make sure, get your brackets in, man. Get your brackets in and get them set up because they will lock for sure. Okay. So, all right. Let's see. Okay. Show the first one. Utah State 10 seed against 7 seed UCLA. Okay. UCLA 5.5-point favorite. I actually don't mind this one. I don't mind taking UCLA there. I don't mind it at all. Look, our friend Big Josh Ward out there in Knoxville. AB, a beautiful 4 days coming up. Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. Josh, huge fan out there, man. Anybody in Knoxville listen to sports radio, catch him and Swain, the absolute best in the business. Love these guys for sure. Josh, so good to see you, man. So good to see you, buddy. Okay, so I don't mind taking UCLA 5.5. Over under 144.5. I'll be honest, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know if that's a solid play or not. UCLA has scored points, but somebody's going to be smarter than me in regards to that one. UCLA money line is a solid parlay piece, minus 235. And I mean, again, assuming that you think UCLA is going to win the game, solid parlay piece to use UCLA there. Let me go back to the picks for anybody who jumped in. I used UCLA on the money line, paired them with Clemson to get minus 115. So it's not a bad look if you believe, obviously, that UCLA is going to win the game. But I would be careful. But again, yeah. Jump to the next one here at 8:45 p.m. Central tonight. Nebraska, Omaha against St. John's. All right. Everybody's been loving St. John's. Spread, St. John's minus 18.5. Total of 147.5. I think the only thing that I would mess around with in this game would be the under. I could see little Patino March magic here. Now, don't get me wrong. The Johnnies are on fire. Like 18.5. I don't know. I'm not messing with that. It's way too large of a number. But I think the under 147.5 could absolutely be in play in this game. So you guys tell me, man. Let me know there in the chat what you think. Yeah, and Kirk, it's in the Discord in regards to it. If it's easier for anybody, you could scan these 2 QR codes. I'll put that out there. And yeah, I know it's tough to scan QR codes like while you're watching on a phone, right? But yeah. Yeah, let's see. Joe says Johnny's crush every second half. Yep. I mean, they're good. I mean, they're good. They're good. Bill Self, Calipari, Patino. Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, let me pull it back full screen so everybody can see. I think for me, I would take the under. Yeah, I would take the under. All right. Next one here. All right. California, San Diego, 12 seed. Michigan, the 5 seed. Michigan minus 2.5. Total of 142.5. Look, I took Michigan. Again, I'll go back to the picks here. I took Michigan minus 2.5. I believe in this Michigan team. Famous last words, but I do believe in them. And, their run to win the Big Ten was solid. They're playing great basketball. They're well coached. Like, they can handle themselves. And 2.5-point spread. I also think that there's some Michigan folks feel a little disrespected at a 5 seed. Yeah, I'm going Michigan here. I'm taking them on the spread. Under 142.5, definitely something in play. Yeah, Kirk said the same thing. Like the under Michigan game, plays funky defense. They do. Which obviously could lead to an under, but it could lead to. I'm not saying a blowout, but it's one of those things to where once a team kind of figures it out, yeah, it's tough to deal with. Yeah, and especially when size is an issue, as Joe mentions here. Yeah, you're gonna give me Michigan minus 2.5. I'm gonna take it now. Michigan, not a bad money line. Excuse me, money line parlay piece. Minus 145. If you don't want to mess with anything spread, Michigan not bad. You're not gonna get a better juice price for a 2-leg money line parlay than a minus 145, right? And you don't have to mess with the spread. So Michigan definitely, and assuming that you believe Michigan's going to win the game, that's a great parlay piece to use, man. A great parlay piece to use. Scott says he's sitting as one of the best teams at creating turnovers. Michigan turns the ball over like crazy. Plus, the altitude will tire at Michigan after playing a grueling Big Ten tournament. Yep, not a bad look. Till says foul trouble for one of those bigs. Your plan's out the window, big time, like that, and that's it. This is going to be one of those games. If Michigan's hitting their free throws, it's OV, right? And especially if Michigan's just dominating in the paint, yeah, it's going to be a tough day. So I'm rolling Michigan minus 2.5. But again, a parlay piece there. If you believe Michigan's going to win that game, that's what you want to do. Take the spread out of it. Take that risk part out of it. Yeah. Kirk says, yeah, take a BYU money line, Michigan money line, plus 190. There you go. Right. 145 in regards to a 2-leg parlay is a great look. A great look, man. Yeah, John says Michigan is my bet the mortgage pick of the day. There you go. I mean, 2.5-point spread. Like, yeah. Solid, man. Solid. All right. So let's get to our last game here of the night. Tips at 9:10 p.m. Central. Remember, these times are Central. 14 seed NC Wilmington taking on the 3 seed Texas Tech. Texas Tech, a 14.5-point favorite. Got a total of 143.5. I'm not taking Texas Tech on the spread. I'm not saying that I hate it, but Texas Tech minus 14.5. I mean, it's just so many possessions. Again, yeah, I say that, and Texas Tech wins by 25, right? Like, you're definitely going to have blowouts today, but man, that's tough to deal with. But again, it's not like you're going to use a minus 1,400 money line. And I don't know if I'm trusting UNC Wilmington with plus 14.5. Like, I don't know if I trust that either, right? Yeah, look, you know what? I think that honestly, that could be the look. And you guys will know more than me. Like, I am admittedly not the biggest Texas Tech knowledge base. Yeah. Mills, Wilmington can score. Okay. I mean, 143 is, man, that's right there. Like, it's attainable. I mean, it's certainly attainable for two teams that could score, right? But it also, man, you hit one or two rough spots. Yeah. So nothing from me on this game, but it seems like it's kind of split. A lot of people like the over, a lot of people like the under. Yeah, 143.5 is, man, it's right there. It's tough. Yeah. No look for me on this one. I'm just gonna sit and enjoy it. But again, we've got another show today at 3 p.m. Eastern. So, all right, that is it. I mean, that's all the quadrants that we have. Again, our Saturday Missouri basketball at the over and 12 their last 14 games. I'll hit on our picks one more time. Creighton plus 2.5. Clemson money line paired with UCLA money line minus 115. Drake, Missouri over 132.5. We got Michigan minus 2.5. And then we're gonna compare. We're gonna pair up Gonzaga money line, in Kansas money line at minus 105. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all we got. So I don't want to take up all your time. I know you got a bunch going on, and these games are gonna start. Get your brackets in. Okay? Get them in. They are going to lock across the board. All right? Once the first game starts, and that is, let me see, pull it back up here. 11:15 a.m. Central, 12:15 p.m. Eastern. So get those brackets in. Make sure that you do it. All right. And you can scan both of these to jump in our leagues. Ton of money, cash, prizes, merch, trophies, you name it. Make sure to jump in them. Both of them are obviously free, and we'd love to have you. All right. We'll get out of here. All right. We'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll break down all the games that we have coming tonight. Plus, we got college baseball coming, all kinds of fun stuff. So, everybody, have a good day. All right. Games start here pretty soon. Cannot wait. It's going to be one of the best ones. We'll see you in the Discord. I'll be in there too. I know that it's tough. Sometimes, man, I can get in there and spend some time. Other times, dude, we got 9 trillion things. I got a to-do list. It's got more lines in the Old Testament, but man, today's a holiday, man. So let's get it. All right. Let's get after it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough for everything that you do for driving the line, because it's about all of us together. So, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We will see you at 3 p.m. Eastern today. Peace. Let's get it. Who's got it better than us? Nobody.